the American racism is in your face. At least I know where I stand. I know there's certain places I'm not going to. I know I can come to San Francisco and be welcomed. I know that. I know it. Certain places I won't be going to. I will not be going to Alabama or Mississippi because I've seen the movies. Not going there. But I'm not saying that England hasn't got their races. England's got their races as well. Because I used to be an engineer. Before I did comedy, I used to be an engineer. I used to build and repair elevators for a living. And I worked on building sites. Building sites, people, with my hands. Hammers and wrenches. And I worked on building sites. On building sites, they don't have equal opportunities on a building site. People say whatever the hell they want to you. And I work with some rednecks. British. There are British rednecks. There are some racists. I remember a guy coming up to me at work one day. True story, he comes up to me and goes, Gina! That's how it is. Gina. He's like, Gina, come here. Guess what? You know what your name spells backwards? A-nig. And I was like that. Oh, shit. Oh. And I went home to my mum. I was like, Mother, you have ruined my life. You know what my name spells backwards? And my mother tried to console me. She's like that, you go back there. And you tell that bastard, your full name is Regina. And I was like that, Write that shit down, write it down, you see. So black people, when you're naming your kids, check out all the anagrams and shit. London's had up and down. Yeah, we've had up and down here in London, haven't we? We had the riots. Did you hear about the riots? The London riots, like kids just running amok. Now, at first, when the riots started, I got to admit, I was behind them. Because I thought, because the police shot a guy, and I was like, yeah, they shot a black man. That's right, get out there. You know, police brutality, riot. Then we heard that the guy was a drug dealer. I was like, okay, don't riot so much, okay. And then it turned from just rioting to kids just stealing shit. And that's all it was, just kids running amok and stealing stuff, just looting anything. They're like, oh, the country's in disarray. Let's go out and take stuff. Woohoo! And that's what it was. There were kids just running around, just breaking into any stores they wanted. Like some kids broke into a McDonald's. Jumped over the counter and started flipping their own burgers. And I was watching that going, you could have done that for $4 an hour, you dumb shit.
Everyone hates China now, right? They're like the new Soviet Union, like fucking China, man. China's taking over. Come on, America, let's be honest. China wants it a bit more than we do, don't they? For all the talk about how powerful China is, would anyone in this room trade lives with someone who lives there? You wouldn't be here right now. You'd be at work. You'd be halfway through your double shift at the asbestos factory. And you'd be 9 years old. So let's keep things in perspective. Listen, I think we all know what's wrong with this country, really, when it gets right down to it. Let's all say it together. The elderly. Anybody said? Just me? Just me? There's just too fucking many of them. There's too many of them. All the boomers who are getting old, and they're the only ones who vote. Demographically speaking, they're the only people in America who vote, the old people. Did you vote in the last election? Oh. Holy crap. The stench of mortality hovering over that junior high gymnasium. when you go to perform your civic duty, because I get very excited, like, I'm gonna participate in my democracy, and then you get there, it's like, it's just walkers with tennis balls on the bottom, sweatpants as far as the eye can see, smell of polygrip, it's depressing. Listen, none of us is immortal, okay? We all love our grandmammies and our grandpappies. But at a certain point, you gotta take the keys away, right? I am sick of my life being determined by the votes of people who, quite frankly, aren't going to be around to suffer the consequences of what they are voting for, okay? I will fix this for future generations right now. If you are a teenager, not only should you get to vote, you should get 2 votes, because you're gonna be alive that much longer to deal with the shit, right? If you're in your 20s, you should get 3 votes, because you're still young, but you're a little smarter at that point. In your 30s, 5 votes. 5. That's right. Because that is when you are at your best as a potential voter. Because when you're in your 30s, you're still young enough to have hope for the future, but you're not a fucking idiot anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're like 37, you don't say stupid young person shit like, why does there have to be war, man? Like, you get it, right? We all know how the sausage is made, right? These shoes don't come from nowhere. I accept that. A certain level of exploitation I'm comfortable with. But from age 40, it should go down again. 40 to 50, 4 votes. 50 to 60, 3 votes. 60 to 70, 2 votes. 70 to 80, 1 vote. And after 80, I'm sorry, no dice. No dice. Listen. No. We'll let you vote. We'll put your votes in the special box. Not gonna rob you of a trip out of the condo community, right? It's precious. Oh, if you're over 90, whoever you vote for should have 1 vote taken away from them. Because whatever you want is wrong.
Dave Chester, CNN.
CNN? I love you guys. You're the Borders books of cable networks.
Claude, you've only been here 2 days and you've already been hit by a truck, gotten blown up, rolled down a hill in a fiery dumpster.
And I've tried curly fries.
So how do you like our country?
Well, I'm in America, so I won't tell you how I feel. I will sing, just like those 30-year-old teenagers on that bafflingly beloved TV show, Glee. I love to hate watch it. When I was merely 4 years old, there was nothing I thought greater than to turn this nation you call home into a giant smoking crater. But like Miley Cyrus and her bong, or Brett Favre texting all night long, or Mitt Romney's awful sing-along.
Give me crack corn and I don't care.
I was wrong. I was wrong. I see no drone. Yes, I was wrong. Obama phone. And so unconscious and half dead, I wrote this song.
It was this scene.
You folks are quite easily suckered, but your heart's where it belongs. I don't know why I can't deny that I was wrong. Running water, girls gone wild. No bomb strapped to any child. I find I am beguiled. America! Yeah, what he said. So much food you throw away! So much TV filled with gay! I love you, Project Runway, so I canceled my fatwa. Cause I was wrong.
Oh, he was wrong.
Yes, I was wrong.
So very wrong.
About America, I say that I was wrong. When I look across your faces, be they Wilsonburg or Chong, I must admit I am a twit and I was wrong. Oh, I'll miss my friend the sniper and my flea-infested cave. I'll sort of miss my second chance to have an early grave. But even though you're filled with sin, like Blindside you all took me in, a foreigner who has no skin.
Get away from him, he's mine!
I was wrong. Yes, you're dim and rather simple, and you shouldn't wear a thong. But it's clear I shall stay here, for I was wrong. Yes, it is clear I shall stay here where I belong.
All right, you can do it just this once. America!
Good night, Jeannie.
Good night, Claude.
Good night, night, Wayne.
Good night, Claude.
Good night, Cassidy.
Good night, Claude.
Good night, Kevin.
Good night, Claude.
Good night, Kevin's creepy dead-eyed boy doll.
Shut up!
Okay. Good night, America.